this is Tracy Kelly again. I just did a video on how to get started with homeschooling. This video is going to cover how to build your own curriculum on a budget. I'll let you know that you can do this. You don't have to be rich to do this. And what I'm going to do is, as I'm going over the curriculum, the materials that I've gathered for next year, I'm also going to show you basically how much the total came up to. You can do this without having to spend a lot of money. It is possible. For one thing, we have the internet, and as long as you have ink cartridges, you have unlimited resources and curriculum, because you can go online and pretty much Google anything you want to discuss or talk about and print out a worksheet for it. So get a pencil and a pad. Get your cup of coffee. I had to have mine. I was up to 1 o'clock in the morning trying to get ready for this video and going through a practice run. So I need it. I'm tired. If I look tired, that's why. We're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to do, first of all, if you didn't catch my first video, we are currently with a virtual academy, and we've been with a virtual academy for 3 years. Well, we are deciding next year that we are going to go the traditional route. We're going off on our own. So I had to start kind of planning out what I want to teach, how I'm going to do it, and what materials to get. I was not going to purchase a box curriculum. If you research any box curriculums, my favorite one is Sunlight. So if I had the resources, I would definitely buy Sunlight. But Sunlight is around $300 to $400 per student. So we're looking at about $800, but it's a complete curriculum. So if you have the $800, that's fine. But I was not trying to buy a box curriculum. You can spend anywhere between $200 per student on curriculum to $2,000 per student. Currently, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to see how far I can get with, building my own thing. The first thing you have to do is you have to, if you don't already know, go to a website. I do have an education background, so I kind of know what to teach in certain grades, but a lot of people don't. So if you don't have that knowledge, go to the internet, and you can basically go to any school website or the Department of Education site in your state and look at the standards for the grade levels on their school website. And they basically tell you what standards each child has to meet that school year. So you can use that, or you can Google things that a third grader, second grader should know. You can buy a book that I'm actually going to try to purchase this year called What Your Whatever Grader Needs to Know. He did it from preschool all the way through 12th grade. So basically, anything you need to know, he basically put it in this book, and it's a great resource. I've looked at it at Barnes & Noble, and I've seen it on Amazon, and it's a great resource to have. And then, if you have multiple kids, you can hold on to it, and as they get in the grade, you can refresh your memory by pulling the book back out. Pretty much, my favorite websites for finding material is Amazon.com. Christianbooks.com is great. If you go to their website, they love homeschoolers. They basically give you 30 to 35% off on all of their things. If they don't, keep checking back and it'll go on sale. And consignment stores, and I've also heard people say yard sales. I haven't been to any yard sales, but consignment stores are great for books and material. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I hope you got your pencil and pen ready. Take plenty of notes. You don't have to use these same books. You don't have to use this method. This is what I'm doing to build my curriculum, and I just wanted to give you an example of something that you can do. So we're going to start with let me go back for a second. I don't know if I covered this. Next year I will have a rising third grader and a kindergarten student. So as I'm showing you the materials, I'm going to try to break it down for what I'm going to teach the third grader, what I'm going to teach the kindergarten student. Okay, so first I want to start with third grade writing skills. Okay, found this book on, I think this one was from christianbooks.com. This book was $5. on the website. And I love this book. I looked at tons of writing books, but what made this book stand out to me was, and I'm typing in how much I spent so I can try to keep a record. I love this book because everything that we pretty much went over in second grade about pre-writing and brainstorming, first draft, the entire writing process, this book had it. And it's really good. It's not the most fun book in the world, because I've seen some that are full of pictures and different things, but it basically does what it needs to do, and that's what I loved about it. Writing can be very tricky, especially for a 7-year-old, learning the methods, learning the process. So this book basically broke it down for him so that it will be, he'll be able to do it. So I love this book, and it was $5 on christianbooks.com. The next thing that I found was I have been looking to buy a elementary dictionary, because in second grade we began doing definitions, looking up words, and I was thinking, wow, this would be great to have an actual book on hand, because we've been using the internet, but we wanted an actual hardback book. So I put it in my cart on Amazon. I found a great Webster elementary dictionary and put it on my cart, for a later purchase, and I left it there. Well, I went to the consignment store the other day, and here is a Webster elementary dictionary that I got for $1.50. The one on Amazon was $15. So this one right here saved me $13.50. So $1.50 for that one. So right now we're logging in our amounts, so we're gonna see how much money we can save with doing this on a budget. Okay, so we've done writing. We have our resource for our dictionary. Let's keep with the language arts theme, and we're going to go into literature. I had to stop and decide, what am I going to teach for literature? What stories do I want to cover? What I have not found yet is what poems I'm going to do, because we're going to have a section on poetry. So I'm trying to decide what route I want to go with the poetry. But some of the stories that I want to cover is Charlotte's Web, Stuart Little, Kidnapped, and Aesop's Fables. I also wanted to do Pippi Longstocking, and there was another one. I have it planned out. I can't really think of it. But anyway, I went to the consignment store and found this. Remember I said Charlotte's Web and Stuart Little. Okay, that was in my mind before I went to the consignment store. Well, I found this book that has Charlotte's Web, Stuart Little, and The Trumpet of the Swan. I've never read The Trumpet of the Swan. I love E.B. White. I've been in love with this book since I was a kid. But I've never read The Trumpet and the Swan, so that may be something we can add to our list. But look at this thickness, because it has 3 books combined in here. This book was $1. Okay, $1 for this book, and it has a sales price, a retail price, I don't know if you can see that, of $19.99. So this book was $1 at the consignment store. And so I'm sorry for having to, I want you to see how much exactly I spent, so I'm trying to keep tabs of everything. So that was our literature. I have Aesop's Fables. That was my book already, because I love Aesop. I bought this book, had to been in the early 2000s, so I'm not even adding anything for this, because I already had this on hand. So that's nothing. Cam Jameson, or Jansen, I don't know how you say that, but anyway, Cam Jansen. He likes these books. I was going to use this book for sort of a relaxation type thing, because as you can see, this is super thin. He's an advanced reader, and he could probably read this in like one sitting. This would probably be just something we do for fun, but he'll still be reading. Kidnapped by Robert Louis Stevenson is another book that I wanted to cover this year. And I did find this one at the consignment store. Couldn't believe I did. This one was also $1. This is also, you see the thickness. This book will be, he will have this read in a day or two. So this won't take us long to cover this. This will probably be another beginning of the year book to kind of just introduce third grade. Both of these will be something I do at the beginning. I'm still on the hunt for what I'm going to do for poetry. But basically, I'm going to find Pippi Longstocking. It was a couple more books, but the ones that I can't find, the library will be where I get them from, even if I have to track them down at different libraries. Okay, so we have our literature, we have our writing. This is another book that I got from K-12 that I'm hanging on to, and it basically goes over analogies. I'm going to use this for my third grader and my kindergarten student to kind of just get them used to analogies, because everyone knows we will need analogies for the SAT, and it's nothing better than going ahead and get them started early, so the analogy just becomes a part of everything, part of their school. And it's when it comes to the end, we've been doing analogies since the beginning, so I'm hanging on to this for next year. Another thing that I found that I absolutely love, and this is going to be my go-to book for oh, you know what, I didn't put Kidnapped into our budget, so let me go ahead and add the Kidnapped book, which was $1. Okay, this book I absolutely love. This book, as you can see, is for next year, third grade. And it's by the Sylvan Learning System. I don't know if you know about Sylvan Learning, but Sylvan Learning System basically tutors and helps kids that have a learning disability or are having challenges with certain subjects, or just to get ahead. But I love this book because it's so simple and they break everything down. The other thing I love about this book is it's 3 books in one. It is a spelling book, a vocabulary book, and a reading comprehension book. I have everything here, and as you can see, what I absolutely love about this book is the colors. Do you understand what colors do for a 7-year-old boy? Okay, a 7-year-old boy does not want to sit and look at black and white paper. This is great, and my son is also a visual learner. This is great. I love this book. What I really love is I can take the spelling words, or the words basically that they give you in the boxes, and these can become our spelling words. They also have a breakdown of the vocabulary words in like glossary form, so I don't have to search around for the words. I can take them right off the list back here in the glossary, and we have our spelling word list for that week. I can take the first 10 or 20 or however many words I want to cover, and boom, our spelling words. Then this basically uses repetition to make the words familiar. We have games, we have put them in alphabetical order. We have tons of things that you just keep doing on a daily basis that get the words in your mind and in your head. So I love this book. This book was the most expensive book out of all of them, and I did find this book on christianbooks.com, but this book was about $14.50. So this was the most expensive, but you think about it, that's $14.50 divided by 3, because had I not spent that, I would have had to go out and find some other resources. So that was great. Another book that I'm using is this book right here, and it is from World Book, and it's from the Learning Library, and it's just grammar and usage. I'm not using this for my son. This is basically for me. If you're like me, sometimes you forget things that you've taught years ago. So this is a great way that when I'm teaching prepositions and adjectives and pronouns, that I can say, oh, okay, I remember. I would just refresh my, do a refresher course on me before I start teaching him. So this is basically for me. This didn't cost me anything either. This was given to us, so there's no need to put that in. This also was something I picked up at the dollar store. I believe I picked this up. at the dollar store. So it's a reading comprehension book. It's fun. It's just good for Fridays when we want to just relax. At the same time, we're still practicing our writing skills with mapping, and we're still doing our reading comprehension. But it's just something that we can do for fun. This book was $1 at the dollar store. Next I have see, is that all of my okay, I think that's all of my language arts. I do want to show you this. This will be what primarily we're working out of for my kindergarten student next year. She's already started on it because, you know, she knows a lot of this already. But pretty much I'm going to try to find one more workbook. But this is what we'll be covering next year. See, she's already done a lot of it. But we're going to be working out of workbooks mostly. And she has, we also have a prescription, oh my goodness, a subscription to Reading Eggs for her, which Reading Eggs is, she likes it a lot. Like, she's doing very well with the Reading Eggs. So we're going to try to do that.